What's up, people? It's your girl Adela. Move closer, my people. This is way too juicy. We need to talk about this. Is so good. Actually, you know what? Sit back. Let me give you an update first of all before we get into the juicy juice. You know, now for those that have been wondering how we are doing with having our own airlines, you guys, I know I cannot wait to board Nigerian Airlines, Nigerian Airways, or whatever they want to call it. I just want to be able to say, I'm getting on Nigerian Airline or Nigerian Airways. Like, I really cannot wait. I'm so excited. So many African countries have their own airlines, you know, and I'm like, Nigeria, let's get it together. We used to have it, you know, I don't know what happened, but yes. Anyway, we are trying to resurrect Nigerian Airlines or Nigerian Airways. So I'm really excited about that. So I thought I'll give you guys an update about this. The Honorable Aviation Minister, the Honorable Minister of Aviation, you know, that is my father, Uncle Hadi Sirika, you know, well. So the man has announced that they will launch by April 2022. That's in 5 months' time. So we're going to have Nigerian Airlines. What? Like what? That's amazing. This is why people say sometimes that what cannot happen in Nigeria does not exist. Amen, somebody. Now, I know that some of you, ye of little faith, I call you enemies of progress. Those of you watching me right now that may be thinking that maybe the government is over ambitious or not realistic, I don't blame you. So for those of you that have little faith that, oh, maybe this will not happen, I know you. Anyway, I don't blame you. But like we mentioned in a previous episode, the aviation ministry said that they've been working on this behind the scenes, you know, with proposals and investment with large-scale aviation companies like British Airways and Boeing. So they said they've been working on this for a long time. So maybe that is why they are very ambitious to deliver by April of next year. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I feel like they are rushing many things now that this administration is about to leave. Suddenly they are trying to do so many things. That's just that's just something that I think about. I mean, maybe that's just me, you know. Never mind. Anyway, all I know is the aviation minister is telling us. By the way, that is not the only good news, according to my father here, the Minister of Aviation. You know, the well, Daddy, in case you're watching, the man is saying that another good news is that the majority of this airline will be owned by Nigeria. To be more specific, he said that foreign investments like Boeing and others, you know, coming to invest from abroad, that they will own 49% of the company, and that the Nigerian federal government will own only 5%, and the remaining 46% will be owned by local Nigerian companies and entrepreneurs. I'm like, what? That is okay. Now, the only thing that I'm worried about, my only concern in this equation, let me know what you guys think about that. I mean, that's a good thing, right? Because in some countries, the government doesn't own anything, and then in some countries, the government owns everything. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. But my only worry, sir, Mr. Honorable, in case you are watching, sir, my only concern, sir, is that in 2012, our last attempt at an airline landed us in millions of dollars of debt. So hopefully, we will not be doing debt this time around. You know, you're welcome, sir. So that is the only thing that I'm very excited to get on Nigerian plane and all that. But please, sir, do not use this to say you want to borrow another 7 billion or something. Please don't get us in debt. We are just begging you, You know, thank you so much, sir, for all that you are doing. We appreciate you and your ministry. Anyway, now to the juicy juice in Adua. Baba. So I just want to start by thanking Honorable Sagwis Ogun, you know, a member of PDP from Edo, for sponsoring a bill that was meant to empower Nigerians so that we would be allowed to sue the government or any government person for not providing basic welfare. Isn't that amazing? I think that would be so nice. So if that would be our own way of being allowed to hold our leaders accountable, no, be so awesome. This is exciting, you know. And they are not even asking for anything special. Nothing special, just basic things. They are asking for shelter, food, reasonable minimum wage, pensions and reasonable care for the elderly, unemployment and sick benefit, and welfare for the disabled. That is all that the bill is asking. That is all that this bill wants the government to ensure. And the bill is saying if the government is refusing to provide shelter, food, pension, and reasonable care for elderly people, as well as unemployment and sick benefit and care for the disabled, that we should be able to sue them. That is all that the man is asking for. Do you know that these are some of the benefits that many countries are giving their citizens? You know, the first time I visited Canada, Baba, I noticed right away how on their door or somewhere where people outside can see that they love Canada, they will hang Canadian flag on their window or outside their door, just somewhere visible. And I was wondering why. But when you hear what their government is doing for them, you no longer have to wonder why they are so patriotic. But of course, the lawmakers in Nigeria were not happy about this bill. Can you believe what our lawmakers said? I said, Baba, hey. So apparently, a lawmaker from Benue said that he said this bill is a socialist tool that can destroy a nation. And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't get it. How is holding the government accountable destroying a nation? What are you guys afraid of? And in fact, I think this is what we need, okay? Because these people always make promises, but then once they get in office, they don't fulfill any of their promises. To be honest, I mean, it's true. I don't know if there's any country where you can sue the government, but I believe that there are countries where you can sue government officials. Let me know in the comment section, you guys. But this lawmaker also said that this is the kind of bill that allows freebies, and this is what led to the collapse of the Soviet Union and turned Venezuela into a poor country. I'm like, really? Haba? Let me read one of his statements for you, by the way. He said, if you make it justiciable, you will allow citizens to sue governors or presidents for not giving them money that they have not worked for. And I'm like, who is asking for money? And then he said, even in the US, you cannot sue the government for not giving you freebies. As fantastic as this seems, they should just remain in fantasy. I'm like, wow. First of all, you don't need to sue the US government before the government does what it's supposed to do. You cannot be comparing yourself with US government. What do you mean by freebies? We got checks during COVID-19 for here in America. Stimulus package. Did you guys get checks in Nigeria? We still got one recently. That is a government that cares. That's a government that is responsible. They got checks in Canada. Why are you guys afraid to do the right thing? And then you are not doing the right thing, but you also don't want to be held accountable. I'm hoping that this bill will pass. Benny, we should be able to hold our lawmakers, our governors, even the president, if they are not doing what they're supposed to do, what they were elected or appointed to do. We should be able to hold them accountable. It's either you guys do your job and provide basic things for the people that you claim to be representing, or you don't get in office at all. I hope that this bill passes. Oh, I hope it passes, because you guys for so long have been doing whatever you like. Don't beg me. I'm not upset. It's not like that, you know. But I just need to keep it real with them, because you need to fear God. You people, in whatever we are doing, we should just fear God. It's okay. I've had you. You don't need to beg me. Okay, so first of all, are there countries where you can sue the government, or where you can maybe not sue the government? I don't know if there's any country where you can sue the government, but where you can sue government officials for not doing what they're supposed to do? Let me know in the comment section. Even if there is no country where you can do this, Nigeria can be number one, because our leaders have not been held accountable. You guys can't do no much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Gabon, you guys would remember their president, Ali Bongo, the man who has been in power since 2009 and suffered a severe stroke that left half of his body paralyzed in 2018. Yes, the man is still in power, holding on to power despite the status of his health. I mean, it looks like a family thing, if you ask me, to hold on to power, because do not forget that his father, Umar Bongo, was in power for more than 40 years. Actually, until he died. He died there. He didn't live. He died in 2009, and that was when the son took over. Like I was saying, he's still holding on to power, and in fact, this was a video of him earlier this month, November, him visiting Emmanuel Macron, the French president, where he almost fell while he was trying to stand next to the side of the French president. I don't understand. This thing is not by fire, by force. See, like, why? Like, who, what, where, why? Wow. Guys, the update now is his daughter has expressed her ambition to be the next president, the first female president. She actually posted this on Facebook, as in, Malika Bongo Odimba Dao, so that's her name. She's the eldest daughter of Ali Bongo, and she wrote, I am mayor now for 2 years, and I do not want to stop because I have huge ambitions for Gabon. And then she added, why not a woman president of the Republic of Gabon in 2023? That would make 3 generations of presidents if this woman becomes president. Malika Bongo, who is 37, is already into local politics because she is actually the mayor of the town called Akanda. Her dad, who came into power in 2009, succeeded his own dad, that is Umar Bongo, after his death. Did I mention that the president had actually put his son in power indirectly? You know, after the stroke, he said that the son is now in charge of things.
The appointment has not been well received, as political opponents have accused the Bongo family of wanting to turn the presidency into an inheritance or a sort of monarchy, Ruth.
And now his daughter also wants to be president. The devil is like, this is going to be very interesting. We'll definitely keep an eye on the upcoming election in Gabon and keep you guys updated. You guys not doing much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Rwanda, guys. I don't understand what is going on. What's going on? Like, apparently the government of Rwanda is allegedly spying on its own citizens via a spyware called Pegasus. Like, what the heck? Pegasus, by the way, was developed by the Israeli cyber arms firm called NSO Groups, and it can be secretly installed on people's phones and other devices, actually, whether iPhone or Android. So with this spyware, the government of Rwanda is allegedly spying on more than 3,500 500 activists, journalists, politicians, political opponents. I don't understand why some leaders are doing this, because remember in Nigeria, they also wanted to censor social media. Now in Rwanda, they are spying on people's phones. Now, to me, it's only a government that is afraid of the people that would do something like this. Or what do you guys think? Why do they need to anyway? Or what do you guys think? So right now, Apple is suing Pegasus for spying on some of their customers. And by the way, you can read online how to check whether or not Pegasus has been installed on your phone. That is some scary stuff. Anyway, it's not just that. YouTubers are also now getting arrested and jailed in Rwanda for what the government of Rwanda is calling spreading rumors intended to undermine the government. I said, exactly what does that mean? Wow, okay. So nobody must say anything bad about the Rwandan government. Everything has to be positive. So if a YouTuber now says anything bad, you pick them up, you jail them. The devil is like, this ain't right. This is so not right. And I'm like, where is freedom of expression? Why can't people express themselves? Even on YouTube, people cannot express themselves. The devil is a liar. So one of these YouTubers picked up by the government is Yvonne Idamange, a 42-year-old mother of 4. She criticized the government of Kagame on her YouTube platform, and in September of this year, she was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Another YouTuber is Deodon Niyosenga, who was sentenced to 7 years in prison. They said that he impersonated and humiliated state officials and criticized them. And just like that, they sentenced the guy to 7 years in prison. Not only that, as you guys are aware, we've talked about this several times, over the last few years, there has been several Rwandans dying or being kidnapped in mysterious circumstances across the African continent. These are Rwandans that are no longer in their country. Recently, the Rwandan government established a diplomatic relationship with Mozambique. We're talking about a military agreement that allows the Rwandan military to go into Mozambique in order to help them with securing and rebuilding Cabo Delgado. That's a province in Mozambique that has been targeted by armed groups since 2017. The government of Rwanda sent 1,000 troops to Mozambique in order for them to help secure that area. But the funny thing is, since then, something else is happening besides securing Cabo Delgado. In fact, before the troops went there, actually, but since they signed that agreement, many Rwandans living in Mozambique who are critics of Kagame are either disappearing or getting killed in Mozambique. For example, in September of this year, Revocat Karemangingo, that's a businessman and vice president of the Rwandan Refugees Association in Mozambique, was shot dead by unknown gunmen right outside his house in a suburb of the capital of Mozambique, that is Maputo. Also in May, after Kagame and the Mozambican president met and before the troops moved in May, Cassien Utamuhango, that's a Rwandan journalist who had sought asylum in Mozambique, was kidnapped by 8 men who claimed to be police officers, and nobody has heard anything or seen her since then. Apparently, they were not even police officers. But of course, it did not start today, as you guys are aware. In August of 2019, Louis Baziga, that's the leader of the Rwandan diaspora community in Mozambique, was also shot dead by unknown gunmen in Maputo. And it's not just in Mozambique. In February of this year, 2021, Saif Mamburiki, that's a leading Rwandan opposition politician, was shot dead in South Africa, where he lived in exile. So Rwandans are still being hunted and killed every single year. It's not just those that were victims of the genocide. And recently, Kagame has allied with Zimbabwe, and now some Tutsis in Zimbabwe are fleeing the country in fear. The problem now is, whenever we report about Rwanda and some of these things going on, many people will say, well, at least there's the development in Rwanda, which is true. I mean, see how pretty it is. But there's huge development going on in Rwanda. Rwanda is now like the cleanest city in the world, you know. But then people will say we should overlook these other atrocities. And that's what I just want to ask you guys about. I want to know what you guys think about this development. I want to know what you think about the fact that, yes, on the outside, Rwanda is doing well, but on the inside, it doesn't look like there's much freedom of expression by the people of Rwanda going on. So I want to know what you guys think about this. Should we look away in the face of all this things going on? Let me know what you guys think. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So before I leave, guys, I want to tell you about Shop and Smile African and International Market in Colorado Springs. They would like for me to tell you, if any of my viewers is living in Colorado Springs or in Denver, Colorado, they want you to know that they do have an African store with all your favorite African food stuff. They have gari, they have elubo, they have everything you need to make jollof rice. They have all kinds of African meat, all kinds of stockfish, and so on and so forth. They actually sent a video where they showcase some of what they are selling, so that you guys can patronize them.
Good morning, ma'am. I've heard a lot about African and international markets here in Colorado Springs. A friend referred me here, and I'm here to explore the wonderful place and to enjoy the affordable prices of stuff as I've heard. And I'm here to pick up some stuff. Can you walk me through the store, ma'am?
Oh yes, sir. You're welcome. Let's start from here. We have yams, Ghana yams, and we have yellow yams. We have some gari here. Peanuts. We have pamplemousse right here, very affordable. We have African waist beads, and right here we have some African outfits, both men and women, very affordable. You see here we have blend egusi and blend egusi. We have ogono. Trust me, this is the only place you have the ogono. Fufu, acheken, gari, Ijebu gari, Ghana gari, and yellow gari. Yeah, we have goat meat, we have cow's skin, snails, fresh snails. If you still want smoked one, you have it. Just come over to shop and smile. Trust me, when you shop here, you will smile.
That's amazing. Like, okay. In case they are watching me, my favorite is puff puff. Just in case you guys do puff puff, I don't know. Send your girl some puff puff so that we can share it in this studio. But if you live in Colorado, they would like for me to let you know that their prices are affordable and that they have everything that you would need. They are also willing to ship to people that are not living in Colorado Springs. So please make sure that you contact them. You can find them on Google. You can read reviews about them. You can call them as well. Or if you live in Colorado, you can just visit them so that you no longer have to miss your favorite African food. As in, anyway, lastly, guys, if you've been using Sendwave for some time now, please let them know that you are a long-time customer, because they are sending this box to their long-time customers and they still have some boxes to send out. They've sent out a lot, but they sent me one and then I interviewed them. The link to the interview is in the description below, by the way, for those wondering what's happening with Sendwave, what are they up to right now. Please make sure that you watch it. The link is in the description below. And by the way, if you watch that interview, you will find out exactly how you can get your own box of goodies. Let me show you what they sent me. They sent me a Sendwave t-shirt, okay? They sent me a mug. See, this is very, very colorful. By the way, this mug was designed by an African British artist that I also spoke to in that video. In that interview, she featured. And then they sent me a bag, you know, with the Sendwave logo and everything. This is really cool. So if you want one of this, it's free. Like, why not? You've been their customer for a long and you are a loyal customer. All they ask for is that you take a photo so that they can see that you got your package, you know. So please make sure that you contact Sendwave. Watch that interview to find out how you can get your own free box and how you can get all the goodies inside. All right, y'all, it's been real and I'm keeping it right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, I'm watching you on Plasma TV. Press the subscribe button and the bell button. Until next time, I'm gonna see you all later. Peace out.